Okay guys, so with deer season right around the corner, I thought I'd show you guys my setup, how I get up a tree and how I sit in my saddle. So what I have here on my back is just the backpack that I would carry into the woods. In it is my saddle. Sometimes I would wear my saddle into the woods. Sometimes I'll bring it with me in the pack. Depends on how long the hike is and how I'm feeling that day. So we're gonna get this pack off and then we're gonna get up the tree. Okay, so we're gonna go over my setup real quick, my backpack, what's in it. So up top here, we have the saddle platform. This is the XOP Edge platform. It's been great for me the last 2 years. Not had any problems with it, super sturdy. Here, these are the XOP X2 climbing sticks. I've got 4 of them. We're only gonna use 3 of them today for this demonstration. And this is my XOP backpack. If you can't tell, I like XOP stuff. Down here, you've got a little zipper pocket. It's got a carabiner in it. I carry all sorts of stuff in there, like camera stuff if I'm gonna bring cameras. And then you've got 2 of these pockets. I've got a carabiner and some snacks. You've got an insulated zipper pocket here on the side for like a bottle of water. And then you've got 2 of these like mesh pouches that hold stuff. This has my tow rope on this side. And then really, other than that, you've got this big pocket that's got my water bladder. I'll put extra jackets, layers in here. And then I've got some like cloth bags for game meat. And then up top, this little pocket I carry like a grunt call, wind indicator, stuff like that in here. So that's my setup, and I'll show you how I use it here in a second. Okay guys, so when you're saddle hunting, the first thing you need to do is put on your saddle. So here I've got a new saddle. I have like less than 10 hunts in this saddle, but so far I've loved it. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is step through, get your orientation correct, make sure this is the top side, and then step through your bridge. So I'm gonna do that real quick. So I've stepped through my bridge. I'm gonna pull it up like it's on, and then this saddle has a belt system. So I'm gonna clip my belt. Doesn't have to be super tight. So I'm gonna clip that in, good to go. And I'm gonna do my leg straps. So the leg straps come underneath your leg and clip in right there. One more. Just like that, okay? And my saddle is on and tight because I've used it and it's ready to go. So we're ready to get up the tree now. I've got all my stuff in here that I need, and I've got my bridge. So I'll show you how to use that here in a second.
Oh.
All right, so now I'm gonna start ascending the tree. So firstly, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab my saddle platform right here. I've got a buckle on this, and then I have a buckle right here on my saddle. So I'm gonna buckle that right there. So that stays attached to me, hands-free as I climb up the tree. So the second thing I would do if I had my bow with me today, which I don't, I would take this hoist rope and I would clip it to the bow, to the cam. I'd set my bow on the ground and tie this other end to my saddle on one of these molly loops is how I would do that. But I'm not gonna do that today because it's just gonna get in the way with no bow on it. So we're gonna toss this to the side and then we're gonna get climbing the tree. All right, so now we're actually gonna start climbing the tree. So firstly, I'm gonna take one of my climbing sticks and my climbing stick attachment, which just so happens to be a cam buckle strap. These are great. They're a little bit bulky, but they hold the stick on fine, and I've not got upgraded them just yet. So we're gonna put the first stick on. I like the button to be about belly height. And then I'm gonna wrap this around just like that. I'm gonna throw this on this button right here. And I'm gonna lift the stick up, tighten that cam strap down, and really just get into that stick and make sure it sets right. So we're gonna do 2 more of these sticks. So I put 2 on the tree while I'm on the ground. It makes it a lot easier, it's a lot safer. You're having to do less work up in the tree and more work on the ground. So as I get up in the tree, I will make sure that these cam buckles are on my right side so that I can tighten them appropriately up in the tree. So I'll do that here. So this is my second stick. I like to put the bottom stick about head high. And then I'm gonna wrap it around that same button. Just hold it up there, maybe with your mouth if you have to. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm gonna try to tighten that to as close as I can get it before putting this on. Then I put on the strap on the button. Tighten that buckle down once again. Make sure that strap's good in there. Tighten that buckle down once again. And nice pull down and set it. All right, so that's 2 sticks. Now we're gonna climb up a little bit further with the saddle and then get our platform on the tree. Okay, so before I climb the tree, what I typically do that I didn't show you is I throw this up behind my neck or get it out of my way in some form or fashion. So I'm gonna throw that up behind my neck. Keeps a little tension on my neck, but it keeps it out of the way as I'm climbing. So this is the most important part of climbing. It's what keeps you safe, keeps you from falling. So this is a Linemans Belt. So I'm gonna show you how to put it on right here. This saddle has separate Linemans loops. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this loop end of my Linemans Belt. I'm gonna feed it through this loop, all the way through it. And then I'm gonna feed this carabiner and this tag end through this loop. So I'm gonna do it just like that. And just like that, you've got your loop on your thing. And I like to do it so I can swing it around with my right hand and pick it up with my left. I like to do that. That's just how I've done it for a while. So you want this to be a little loose when you start up. But now I'm going to start climbing the tree, so I'm going to grab this and pull my leg up to mount on this. And before I ever take another step up, I'm going to take my Linemans Belt and I'm going to attach myself to the tree so I'm as safe as I can possibly be. Okay, so I'm going to take my Linemans Belt. I'm going to clip on right there. I'm going to tighten that down as much as possible. There we go. And then I'm going to cinch up this knot. I forget what knot it is. Somebody tell me down in the comments. I'm gonna cinch up that knot till I feel nice and comfortable and I've got plenty of space to move and I'm not feeling like I'm falling backwards. So that's how I attach myself to the tree. We're gonna continue climbing up it real quick. All right, so I forgot my stick on the ground. My camera lady had to get it for me. I'm gonna get up. I like to be one stick down from the stick that I'm hanging. So I like to have one stick in between. I just feel like that's the safest. It leaves the best gap for how you're gonna climb. Once you get up here, you really don't wanna have to reach too high or else it just gets kind of dangerous and strenuous on you. So I'm gonna take this cam buckle like I just did on the last two. I'm gonna wrap that around, make sure that cam buckle's on my right side. I'm gonna just hold that there with my head. Just like that. I'm gonna wrap that around. And I'm gonna start tightening that cam buckle. I like to get it up, again, like I said, around and start tightening. It's easier if you start tightening it on the ground to match the size tree that you're gonna be climbing. So I do recommend that. Okay, and we're just gonna tighten that down about as good as we can. And then once again, we're just gonna pull down and set that stick so it's not going anywhere. And then we're gonna continue ascending up the tree. We're gonna put our saddle platform on, and then we're gonna mount onto our saddle platform. Okay, so you're just gonna climb up, and these sticks are gonna have a little bit of give. When I get up on them, I like to give them a good push down just to make sure they're set good. And then you just continue coming up, And then just a brief explanation. So this is a little branch right here, right? This is a small branch, but if you get a much bigger branch, you're gonna have to get around it. It's not easy to do with one Linemans belt. That's why you need two. That's why every company gives you two Linemans belts. Okay, so I've got another one right here. It's technically my tether that I'm gonna attach myself to the tree while I'm in my platform, but it also doubles as another Linemans belt. So make sure you have a second one, especially if you're gonna be climbing trees with big branches. All right, so now we've got our sticks up. We're ready to mount our saddle platform and get in our saddle. Okay, so I've got my saddle platform here that I had clipped onto my saddle. I'm gonna undo the strap, just like so. And I'm gonna take that platform, just like that, open it, get this stick or this strap. And again, I'm gonna make sure that this cam buckle is on my right side so I can appropriately tighten it down using my dominant end. Okay. How the distance between your last stick and your saddle platform really depends on personal preference. But as a general rule of thumb, I try not to have my platform any more than one step above my last stick. So as you can see here, I'm doing it pretty level with my last stick. That is the safest route, it's the safest option. And it is what I recommend, especially if you're new to saddle hunting, is to be as close to your last stick as possible. So I'm gonna wrap that around a little bit so that's out of the way. And then just like you did with the climbing sticks, you're gonna set your platform. Just like that, you're gonna dig down into it. And then I'm gonna continue to climb up the tree. I'm gonna use my Linemans belt, loosen it a little bit so I can get around my platform. Like that. I'm gonna climb up to my last stick, make sure it's set. Last stick is set. Gotta get some of these branches out of the way, folks. I'm gonna get on the top of my last stick, like this, and then I'm gonna use my foot and set this platform even further. So I'm gonna push down on that platform to make sure it's set, and then I'm gonna open it and push it down, and there you go. Your saddle platform's set, you're ready to go. All right, so from here, I've gotten up on my platform, I've tightened my lineman's belt where I'm nice and comfortable just standing here. I'm gonna take down my rope bridge, and I'm going to get my tether out of the other pocket on my saddle. So I've got my tether here. I'm gonna wrap my tether around the tree and do the same steps with it that I did when attaching my lineman's belt. So I'm gonna feed through that carabiner and that tag end, through that loop. I'm gonna put that tether at about head high. I like it about 4 head high, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depends on the tree. And you can adjust that throughout the sit if you want to be more or less upright. And then I'm going to attach the carabiner on that tether to my bridge, okay? Just like that. And I'm gonna tighten that down, tighten that up, tighten up my bridge, make sure everything's nice and tight. And then I'm gonna slowly start to loosen my lineman's belt. So I'm just slowly loosening until my weight is no longer on my lineman's belt, but is on my bridge and my tether. So I've done that, slowly loosen, slowly loosen. Okay, so see there, all my weight is on my bridge and my tether. It's not on my lineman's belt. So from there, only when I am securely connected into my tether and bridge am I going to undo my lineman's belt. So I'm gonna undo it, bring this around. I like to leave my lineman's belt attached to my saddle during the sit so it's easy to get out when I'm done. So I'm gonna put that there. And then from there, I'll pull up my bow. I have a strap system that I would wrap around the tree. My bow sits in it. My binoculars can sit on it. My grunt call, my rangefinder, everything sits on that. And I'm ready to hunt. And I can just sit here for as long as I want hunting. Right here, I've used 3 sticks. As you can tell, I'm plenty high up in this tree, maybe I would say 12 to 15 feet with just 3 sticks. That's plenty high. I think most of the time, sometimes I will carry in 4 in case I want to get just a little bit of extra height. Anyways, that's my saddle setup and I'm ready to go. Typically, I bring my bow with me. So as you can see, I've got, they say 360 range mobility with your bow. I don't know that that's true, but I can definitely shoot around all sides of the tree. You can swing around on the side of the platform and shoot in the front of the tree. You can swing around. Last year I shot a doe like this. I had to bring my bow up and over and I shot a doe like this, leaning on this side. You can swing around and shoot behind you. You can even bring it like this and shoot like this. You can do that too, and you've got plenty of range of motion. And that is the benefit of hunting with a saddle and not a tree stand. The biggest benefit that I've found hunting with a saddle, it's just lighter. It's easier to carry into the woods. It's easier to take with me. I don't get it hung up on brush as much, and I actually look forward to hunting more and getting out more because I'm not carrying such a heavy thing on my back. All right, so from here, say I've finished my hunt, I'm ready to get down. It's starting to get dark, or it's late in the morning and I'm done. I want to go eat some food. So I'm just going to start climbing down. Typically, this takes me anywhere from 7 to 15 minutes, depending on the tree cover, if I have to get around a bunch of branches, and just depending on a lot of factors. If it's real dark, it might take me a little bit longer, but we're going to try to get down in a reasonable amount of time, but still do it safely. So again, I'm going to take my lineman's belt out, I'll wrap it around the tree, connect in. So I'm connected in with 2 ropes here. And then once again, I'm going to tighten my lineman's rope just like that. So my lineman's belt is what's holding me up now. So now I'm going to take my tether, undo my tether. Get my tether undone real quick. And then I'm going to shove that in this pouch, just like that. Okay. So I'm going to take my lineman's belt and I'm going to dismount my stand, get on my stick, and start climbing down. At this point, I do like to loosen that a little bit so you can climb a little faster, a little more free. Pull up that stand, come down below it, just like that. undo my stand. And then I do like to wrap these up while I'm in the tree. I just feel like it makes it easier when I'm on the ground to have to do less to pack my stuff up. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick, just like so. And sheet that. You do want to be efficient in this, but you also want to try and be kind of quiet. If you're in an area where there's a lot of deer, getting down and spooking deer is not something you want to do. You want to be able to hunt an area more times than just once. So trying to be quiet and efficient while doing this is the key. Okay, so I've got my saddle on my saddle platform mounted to my saddle again. I'm going to climb down to this last stick, and I'm going to undo my stick, and then I'm just going to grab my thing like this, and then from the third stick down, I just lower it to the ground. There's no need to hold on to it, so I'm just going to lower that. And then from there, I just get on the ground and I undo my carabiner. I just around, put this in my pouch, and I'm done and on the ground. And then from there, I will start to pack everything up. Y'all are going to see me do that really quick, and we'll see how long this takes me. So we're going to put that right there. We're going to undo these sticks again. Just like that. And I like to roll these up so that they're nice and easy to put away. I like everything nice and neat in my backpack, so I know where everything is. Okay.
But you should see his hunting room at home.
You're funny. It's actually kind of clean right now, believe it or not. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Just like that. And I'm gonna tighten that up so those don't go anywhere. I'm gonna throw that in the bottom of my backpack, just like that. I typically don't take my saddle off at the tree, but I'm going to right now anyways. So I would take my saddle off and roll it up kind of nice and neat. Stick it in my bag also, just like that. And then I would zip that up. And from there, all I have to do is get my sticks together and put my saddle platform on, and I'll do that real quick. I did forget one of these. That's okay. It's not hunting season. I'm still a little rusty. Y'all have to bear with me. It's kind of hot out here too, so trying not to sweat to death. So from there, I'd take my sticks and start attaching them. These sticks go together with a cool clamp system. XLP did a great job with that. I really, really enjoy putting these together. They are kind of loud, as you can tell. That's the only thing I will say is they're kind of loud if you're trying to put it together quick. So that's 3 of them together. Let's get 4 of them together real quick. Messed up. That one's messed up. Okay, let's do it like this then. Sometimes you gotta flip them around and figure out the best way they go together. Yeah, they go together fine like that. And I just kind of push them down to make sure they're together. Put those sticks on my backpack. Put that on my backpack. And then I just strap down and I haul butt out of the woods. Back to my car and out to dinner, usually. Just like that. And I give it tighten down, make sure they're not gonna go nowhere. Throw my backpack on my shoulders. Ooh, oh, I'm sweating. And I'll walk back to the car. And that's how I do it. Let me know in the comments how you guys do it. Hope you guys have a great deer season. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys are looking forward to it. And maybe I'll get a little bit of content for you guys on the channel this deer season. So we'll see you next time.